What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are going to talk about these Omega cards. They are one of the most important things you can be getting in Marvel Future Revolution, and depending on what character you're playing, they can make or break your build. Right now, I've got the Omega cards pulled up for my Star-Lord. These cards have some very important stats in that third slot that make or break these cards on whether or not they're going to be useful or just utter garbage for your Star-Lord. So we're going to break down everything related Omega cards in this video, get you guys to understand where you get them, how to farm them, how to upgrade them, what to look for, what stats you should keep, which stats you should ignore, how the stats on these Omega cards work, sets. There's a lot to break down, so we're going to try to make it all nice and simple for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Marvel Future Revolution content. But let's start with Omega cards. How do you get them? So there's a couple different ways. The primary way you're going to be getting them every day is if you go and do your most wanted targets. And by that, I don't mean the ones that Rocket Raccoon gets you. You want to take a look at what Omega cards you want to farm. So if you go in here to your heroes and your Omega cards, and you go up here to your card sets, this is going to be your card sets that you get in the game. And these are like, consider them as sort of like gear sets. Like how your costumes have like certain bonuses with the amount of pieces that you have from that same set. The same thing works here with costumes. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're focused on a DPS build for any of these characters, which pretty much everybody is, one of the most important sets that you're going to be wanting to take a look at is this Midgardia number 4 set, because this gives you crit damage and crit rate on these pieces. Now, I don't go for all 4. I only work on the crit damage because 2 of these have primary stats that really aren't beneficial for your main damage. For example, the Vote Loki card, one of the most desirable cards in the game. It gives you crit damage. It's part of the set that gives you crit damage boost. And the other one I also see is Thor God of Thunder 2012 version or number 13, because this one gives you attack. Both of these I see a lot on people because it's a 2-set bonus. It gives you attack plus crit damage on their primary stats, and it gives you crit damage up there as well. Now, for mixing and matching your sets, you do want to make sure you are stacking card sets of the same set. So for me, like on my Star-Lord here, I'll show you. You got the Loki and the Thor set here, and then I'm mixing and matching some other stuff here. Like I've got 2 Red Skulls here for Hydra Empire number 2. This 2-set bonus gives me bonus attack. So I've got this Uncanny Avengers number 19 here, which gives me attack on my primary stat. And then also crit damage from Red Skull number 3 over here, that it gives me crit damage on the primary stat, but it's part of that same set. So I get 2.2% bonus attack with this at the same time. Now, the bonuses from these sets will go up over time as you increase the power on these cards. You can see it's a level 3 Midgardia set here right now. As I increase the stars on these cards, that value is going to go up as well. So you can see I've got level 3 Hydra Empire here. But if I had this upgraded, because I've got a 6-star Loki, this would go up to level 4, level 5, and it would drastically increase the bonuses of these. You go here and look at them, you can see actually what your max bonus stats are going to be with those card sets. Level 6 will give you 17% bonus crit damage. That's double what I'm running right now on those equipped cards. So you do want to figure out which card sets you want to go for first. The Midgardia number 4, Thor and Loki, those 2 are pretty much given for most characters out there. If you're running high crit chance, crit damage, those 2 are very important. For Doctor Strange, for example, he runs high defense pierce. So cards that give you a lot of defense pierce are ones that are going to be more important for you. Those are ones I'm not really running here, but if you go through this, you take your time, you look through this, I believe, yeah, it's this one, Captain America number 20. This one gives defense pierce. So if you're running Doctor Strange, since you're running to run a lot of defense pierce, this one is probably going to be a bit more helpful because that defense pierce is so good for Doctor Strange. That may be a card you want to focus on for that. Now, you do see some cards here that are shiny. If you're free to play, don't worry about those. You will not be able to get those. Those are premium only. You can only buy them through the store. It's dumb because they give you 2 bonus stats on the secondary stat. You get 1 primary stat, you get a bonus stat, and you get exclusive stat. But these shiny cards, you can only get them through the store, and they give you 2 bonus stats. So it's a little skewed towards the whales, a little pay to win kind of stuff going on there. But yeah, it's one of those things that I'm not a big fan of, but you may have noticed there's also these these exclusive stats down here, and these will change depending on what character you are running. Like for me, for Star-Lord, you will always have PvP damage increase and decrease on these cards, and then it will change based on what character you're running. Like for me with Star-Lord, it gives me Flame, Shock, or Chill. Flock and Shame. That would be some interesting elements there. But yeah, it gives me those 3 stats on that bonus. If I go over to my Captain America, those cards will give me different bonus stats. So let me log over onto Captain America, and you guys will see that his bonus stats can be different. And those bonus stats, once they are on that card, they are there. They do not change. So once you have that, you'll know what that card's going to have in that bonus spot, no matter what you do. So for like this, I have like guard damage on these. Some of these aren't as good as say what I was looking for here, but yeah, see, for Captain America, I have the PvP damage increase and decrease, guard damage, crit damage decrease, and surface to air damage. Pretty much none of those I really worry about for Captain America. I mean, guard damage is up there with PvP damage increase and decrease for PvP, but those are stats like it's kind of a shame like how these stats aren't really what I'm looking for on them. But the secondary stats, they will change as you upgrade your card. Now, you've seen that I have some 6-star cards here. Your cards go from 1-star to 6-star, just like costumes. And in order to upgrade them, you go in here. Let's say I want to upgrade this Avengers West Coast. It's got max damage rate on it. I want to combine it. And what it does is I take 5 Omega cards of the same star value, I put them in, and I upgrade them. And that is how I get my increased, that's how I figure out, like, that will get me to up to 4 stars, that will get me the increased, that will give me the bonus stat. Let's just try it here with this. Now, one thing I do recommend is when you're combining these, make sure you go for your normal cards first. You see these that are outlined in, like, silver? Those are your set pieces. So don't upgrade those unless you think they're completely useless. Like, I'm pretty sure this Giant Man one and Heroes for Hire down here, or Warriors for Hire, or Warriors 3, not Warriors for Hire, sorry. Those 2 down there, I'm probably not going to use them, so I'll probably use them for combining here in the future. So 18,000 gold, I don't have to use Converging Particles like I do with other ones, but yeah, crit damage went up, I got max damage rate, and then surface to air damage on this piece as well. So that's how you upgrade your cards. And once you get up to 6 stars, you'll see that you get the 6 stars, and you get this number down here as well. That number determines the power of your 6-star card. It goes from 1 to 7. The higher the number, the higher the power is. So, like you saw on my Star-Lord, I had the Vote Loki card. It was at a 5, which is very good. I'm probably never going to upgrade that card for a long time because that's already very high stats on that. But also, you notice on my tertiary stats for Star-Lord that I'm running flame damage, and this is a problem with the tertiary stats on Star-Lord, and this is why I was saying the tertiary stats can make or break certain builds. That flame damage, that's a huge boost to my flame damage. That's 13% boost to my damage, period. Like, overall, because I'm running a flame build on Star-Lord. So that's a huge boost there. But if I have something like, say, I know one of these doesn't have it. Is it the Red Skull one? Yeah, see this? I want this to be flame damage, but now I know that if I ever try to upgrade this card, it's still just going to have the PvP damage increase. So I want to look for another Red Skull card that I can roll up to 4 stars, hope it gets flame damage, and then upgrade it from there. But yeah, for the most part, I'm running flame damage on most of these cards because I need that flame damage because it's such a huge boost to my damage on Star-Lord. And that's what I was saying about these tertiary stats. Some of these exclusive stats, they're great. And other ones like Captain America, I mean, if I'm doing PvE, the most of those stats are just useless for me. So yeah, it's one of those things you do want to make sure you know ahead of time what stats you want to focus on for your cards, and we can talk about that in the build guide videos. I've done one for Star-Lord, done one for Cap so far. I do need to do some of the other ones as well, talking about how to build them up and what stats to focus on, but make sure you know what stats you're looking for on your cards, especially exclusive stats. If it's something like Star-Lord where that exclusive stat needs to be a certain element, you need to be making sure you focus on that. Get those cards up to 4-star, upgrade them, see if they roll the proper stat. If they don't, use them for fodder for combining other cards in the future. But So yeah, once you figured out your cards, once you've got them, once you know what you want to go for, what you want to upgrade, what to look out for on those stats, where you need to figure out where you're going to get them from. And this is where you come back here to the card sets, and you go to this, say you vote Loki, you see this button up here, this question mark, hit that. You can get in the shop, which is, you buy 10 cards for 1,800 crystals, hard pass, unless you're a whale. But it also says Midgardia Cursed Force. So let's say you go to the Cursed Force. Now, you have 7, you can farm 9 Omega card sets, or 9 Omega cards a day. You get 7 from your most wanted targets, and then you get 2 from your prime targets. So let me see if I can move to a zone that's got your most wanteds up right now. And this is one of the things I got a video saying, like, things you need to be doing every day, especially if you're free to play. You need to make sure you're doing your target list every day. So you go here to your target list, and yeah, it even shows me like where I am at with the kills. This right here, Loki, the skull with the 3 stars underneath, those are your prime targets. You can kill 2 a day, and they will drop. They'll drop you like little chests. You open them, and you get a mega card. So there's a decent chance of getting those named cards from there. So if you come back here, you look at it. Let's say the Red Skull. I know you and I both know where this is going to drop. It's going to drop in Hell's Kitchen from Red Skull. That's no surprise. Crossbones drops from Crossbones in the Asgardian settlement. Your prime targets drop these named cards, so you need to make sure you know where you need to get these from. The Thor one comes from the Forbidden Force, which is different from the Loki one, which is the Cursed Force. I believe Malekith is the one that drops the Thor piece here. These Dark Zone ones are just from prime targets in the Dark Zone. I have not found anything that determines what necessarily each one. I believe this one does drop from Ultron. It's weird. I don't really touch Dark Zone. I really don't recommend you touch Dark Zone unless you're a high-end player or one of those high-end alliances, because Dark Zone is just a total cluster. But make sure that you are doing your prime targets and your most wanted targets every day. You're farming them. Remember, you can kill 7 of these and then 2 of your prime targets to farm those Omega cards. That's where you farm them from. So your Mega cards, you know how to upgrade them. You know what stats to be looking for on them. Remember those tertiary stats, or the bonus stats they call them here in the game. Those, once they're on the card, they stick. You will not be able to change those at all. So do keep that in mind when you're trying to upgrade. Yeah, this one I'm not going to bother with. I don't need this. I mean, PvP damage increase, that's pretty bad for me, so I'm not really going to worry about that. Yeah, most of these cards are ones I don't really worry about. Now, this one is like Captain America. I've got some from squad storage I'm just kind of using to boost up some of my upgrades. But yeah, I mean, this chill damage, when I work on an ice build, which I'm working on some other elemental builds for Star-Lord, I'll be using this card there. But let me know down below if you guys have any questions about Omega cards, anything that I didn't cover that you are confused about. Feel free to ask down below. But as always, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.